All right, hello, cellos. We are going to be going through Ashokan Farewell today. This is the first of 3 videos. We're going to go through the first third of the song, starting right at the beginning and going all the way until measure 32. How this is going to work is I'm just going to go 8 measures at a time. I'm going to count off, play with no slurs, and then I'm going to count off again. We're going to go back and we're going to play the same chunk with slurs. That way, you can do it once just focusing on the notes, and then you can do it again focusing on the bowing. If you mess up, and if you need to go back, just pause the video, go back to the beginning of that 8 measure, a little chunk there, and then try it again if you mess up. So the wonderful thing about a video is you can practice exactly at your pace. You don't have to go at my pace. So let's start with the first 8 measures. We're just going to be doing the notes. I'm not going to be doing any of the bowings. So none of the slurs. I will point one thing out. If you look in measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, measure 5, that C has an up arrow above it. That is a sharp, a C sharp. So you're going to have to do extension 4 there, which means open D will be normal, but then you're going to do high 4th finger, 2nd finger on B, and then you reset when you go the open G. So here is measure 1, just notes. Ready, 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Here's our extension 4, 2nd finger, then open G. Now you're back to normal. 2, 3. And there's the first 8 measures with just the notes. Again, if you messed up, go back, try it again. Practice. So we're going to go back to the beginning, play those first 8 measures with slurs now. Please notice that the slurs make it so that every measure is one bow. Measure 1 is all down, measure 2 is all up, 3 is down, 4 is up. And it stays that way for that entire first 8 measures. So if your bow isn't doing 3 beats of one direction, then something's off. Here we go. Here's notes and slurs. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Extension. 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. That was a lot of tune there, but if any of that gave you trouble, I would try doing it in even smaller chunks, like that one measure, measure 4. Sorry. If you just need to do that measure alone with the up bows, do so. If there's a measure that's throwing you off, just do only that measure. But we're going to move on in the video for now. So here's 9 to 17. Again, just notes. And again, I'll point out before we start, look at the last measure in this line. You see that F sharp? That's another extension. So you're going to have to do extension 4 for F sharp, and then measure 15, you go back to normal position for that A. So 14, we extend. Here is measure 9, no slurs. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Now preparing for the extension, 2 and 3. 2, 3. Cool, so I might have I think I accidentally put a couple slurs in there, but notice the F sharp, the measure with the F sharp, that G's on the and of 3, so we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 1. So you have to subdivide in your head if you want to do that successfully. Here's 9 with slurs, and I'll actually play all the slurs. I think the last time I did half and half. Here's 9 with slurs. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. Get ready for the extension. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3. And that takes us to 17. So the tricky measures in there are 14 and 15. I would practice just those measures, no slurs, get the F sharp, use a tuner, make sure you know what you're doing. But let's go to 17 now. Let's move on. I'm going to do it once without any slurs, and if I'm looking, looks like there's no extension stuff in here, so I'm just going to go for it. Here's no slurs at 17. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So the rhythm in those, what is that, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21, the rhythm in those two measures is flipped. The first one is quarter half, the second one is half quarter. So make sure you're counting those correctly. Here's 17 to 25 with slurs now. Again, if you made a mistake, go back in the video, try it again. But moving on, 17 slurs. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 2, 2, 3. 2, 3. And that takes us to 25. Notice there's a crescendo, 4 measures before 25. It's two measures of crescendo, 2 measures of decrescendo. So make sure the high point is that E. Here is now 25 all the way to the second ending. Before we do this, let's look at the second ending just that measure once. And let me look, 20, 30, 31, 32. Yeah, 32 is the second ending. So I just want to cover this really quickly, and then we'll play that whole chunk in the next video. But we have D, low D, up to first finger A, up to D, E, F sharp, and A. So just eighth notes. We're going to play. Here's the eighth notes in the second ending. This is measure 32. And we're going to do it all separate bows. And we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3. And that's our speed. Listen to it once first. Ready, and. Try that with me. Ready, 1 and 2 and 3 and. Not bad. Rewind and try it as many times as you need. I'm going to add the slurs in. We have down, or sorry, starts on up bow. Up, up, down, down, up, up. So 2 notes under a slur. Starting on an up bow. On a low D. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Little bit tricky because you have to do string crossings. That first up bow is first finger to a different string on first finger. I'm just barring my finger so I don't pick it up. I just lean it over to play that other first finger instead of going and picking it up. So you can try that out. And then the last string crossing, you can just leave your F sharp down while you do that string crossing. But now that you know how that works, let's do 25 all the way to the second ending. And since those are the only slurs in there, we're just going to do it once with everything. Please notice in 27, there is another extension for C sharp. So that B before the C sharp, that's second finger B, not third finger B, and then extension for C sharp. Here's 25. Oh, hold on. There we go. Here is 25. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2. C natural. 1, 2, 3. Extend. 2, 3. Stay in extension. 2, 2, 3, 2, and that takes us through the second ending there. That extension, notice I didn't move out of extension after I played that C sharp, so I did second finger B, extension 4, open D, back to extension 4, back to second finger B, back to first finger A. So that whole section should be played in extension except for 26. That's a C natural, that's a normal fourth finger. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to play through this entire section, so from the beginning all the way through the second ending. Try to play along. Again, I encourage you, if you've been messing up, to go back to those sections in the video, play with me, fix your mistakes, and then once you're pretty consistent, then come back to here, and we're going to do this entire thing through. So Here is the very beginning all the way to second ending. And since this says play second time only, we ignore the repeat. There's other stuff that happens here. We're not going to worry about it. Here we go. From the top. 1 and 2 and 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. 2. Sorry, extension. 2, 3, 2, 3. 2, measure 9. 2, 3. 2, 3. Get ready for extension. And 2 and 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, crescendo. 2, decrescendo. 2, 3. This is a C natural. 2 and 3. Extend. 2, stay in extension. 1, 2. Second finger. 2, 3. 2, get ready, and. And that takes us to the end of the section. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're having trouble, take it slow, take it one measure at a time. A lot of the times, if there's an error, the easiest way to fix it is to isolate it. Just play that measure, get it really, really good, slowly, then add in slurs, then add in the measures surrounding it, then put it back in with everything else. So, please let us know if you need any help. Happy to video chat and do lessons. So, good luck, and I will see you in the next video.